Hello everyone, this is Ultra Simon, also known as Pimpio, and I am bringing you a DoWpro Shoutcast. The version here is not the latest version, it's version 3.54, test version 7. So there are some subtle changes that I will explain as we go between this version and the latest DoWpro version, but they're not that significant. The game is still effectively DoWpro, and I've been told this is a good example of a good game of DoWpro to show. I haven't seen this yet. I've got no idea what happens, so let's get this underway and see what happens. Now, the Chaos player has gone for a 3 times Cultist build and Chaos Temple. And the Space Marine player has gone for a 4 times Scout build and a Barracks. Now, it's quite unusual, these builds. There's 2 ways to approach this map. You can A, turtle up and eco boom, which is very common, especially on the Soulstorm version, or you can go for a really large, quick scouting boom with your scouting units and A, take the map really quick, or B, harass your opponent. Now, the reason for that is because all the points are so spread out. They're very easy to compete for both teams, even though it's the other side of the map. Especially these relics. You'll see that a lot of players actually go for those relics first, unless they're expecting a harassment. Now, both teams have gone for the commanders straight away and not a tactical squad or some other counterpart unit, such as Berserkers. Berserkers in DoWpro for Chaos are Tier 1. They're a counter unit, hard counter unit as such. So, yeah, Tier 1. Raptors, Assault Marines, they're Tier 1.5, require armory as per usual. Now, the Chaos has gone for 2 generators early game. That's interesting. Interesting because they've gone for a 3 times Cultist build, which is rather expensive and takes up a lot of pop. Normally requires a good rec dedication and economy dedication, but they've gone for that. Chaos Lord and 2 generators. It's very interesting. The Space Marine player hasn't gone for any generators, so we'll probably see some tactical squads, or he'll reinforce all these scouts and go for a quick attack. Now, he's got 50 rec, so he's probably not going to go for a tactical squad unless he already yes, he has. That's where all his money went. So, let's see what they're doing. Okay, so both players have gone for their outer points really quickly. The reasoning for that, although these points here, these 2 outer points you would think are easier to harass, a lot of people tend to go for this one instead, simply because, well, the logical one that you would attack is the furthest one out first. That one, this one, is just as susceptible. Now, that's good. The Chaos player has stopped the Space Marine player from capturing that critical location, which would definitely early game give a significant advantage. To a Space Marine player with 4 scout build, it's not hard to dedicate an extra squad out of the capping order to capture a critical location. Now, the Chaos Lord, he's going to take down the Servitor if he's not careful. Okay. Servitors, builders for any races, they cost a lot more than they do in Soulstorm. They cost a good 100 rec in DoWpro. So 100 requisition, losing that, plus having to build another one. See, 90, close enough. It's significant. And he didn't even finish his point. That's going to hurt. Alright. So, come on, Space Marines, you can't lose this squad. And he's not going to, I don't think. Will he? No, he won't, I don't think. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Cultist, he kind of got lucky there. Oh, and the Cultist, yeah, so as I said, normally you go for these relics first to take them, so that doesn't happen. I was kind of careless by the Space Marine player because he does have enough to build on that point, and he probably did at the time. So right here we're looking at, I'm just going to go take off Fog of War to make it easier. We've got 1, 2 Cultists, 3 Cultists still in the field. No tactical squads by the Chaos yet, and he's still got his Chaos Lord intact. So this isn't a great position for the Chaos. He's in the enemy's base and he's got less squads. I believe he will probably lose this Cultist squad here. Oh, is he not? He's like, oh wow, okay, he just gets him out. He's very lucky, but if the Space Marine player goes around, he'll probably capture him and be able to pincer him in. So, Space Marine player's going for another scout squad. What's the Space Marine got? Space Marine has got, let's see, 1, 2, he's got 3 scout squads and a tactical squad. Not quite sure what his plan is here. Both players seem to have taken down each other's forward points here. And the Chaos player has a relic on top of the Space Marine player. However, the Space Marine player has a critical location. I'm going to put Fog of War on so it makes it easy to see critical locations. What's the... I don't know what the Chaos player is doing quite there. He just lost a Cultist squad, which he really should in early game, especially when he's doing an eco build. So let's check economy here. 103 to 83. The Chaos player is leading significantly. He doesn't even have... How about that? The Space Marine player has got a critical location, he's going for a second one, and he has still got less resources. That's probably because he doesn't have that relic, and he's upgrading that. He's got one LP2, he's got two LP2s, yeah, he's got two LP2s. Okay, and now the Chaos player has got two Chaos Space Marine squads out. He's at 10 pop, Chaos Space Marines 3 pop each, and Cultists 2 pops each. So 4 to 6, that's 10. And the Space Marine player's still got enough, not enough for a Chaos, not enough for a Space Marine squad. But if he loses, or if he can't really do anything actually. That's an awkward position to be as Space Marines, where you got 2 pop free. You can build 2 scout squads, but that isn't going to get you far unless you don't have any scout squads already. In which Space Marines has got 1, 2, 3, 4 scout squads already. So the Space Marine player has gone for an early armory before, and he only just built his second generator. I'm not quite sure what he's doing there because he can't really capitalise. Oh, it seems like he's used what little power he's got to get flamers. Now, this is going to be interesting because flamethrowers, when you lose your morale in DoWpro, your units actually slow down when they're broken. They don't speed up. And on top of that, they don't do much damage. So, going with flamethrowers is quite good early game. It's more motivation. Oh, and that squad's broken. It's not going to do much in close combat. As you can see, the Space Marines are doing a fair bit of damage in close combat. The Chaos are doing almost nothing back. But the Chaos Lords come to join in. The Space Marine attack squads can't let the Chaos Lord beat them down too much. But it seems like the Force Commander is doing the same to those Chaos Space Marines, stopping them from dealing damage. So it seems like the Space Marine players made a good decision with the flamethrowers. It may have just got him out. Ah, that's smart. The Space Marine player has gone for, with all the scout squads, he can add 1 flamethrower to each one of them, which, well, when you've got 4 of them, or you can get more flamers for pop than you can with Space Marines. Space Marines 3 pop, 2 each. Scouts, 3 scout units, that's 3 flamers to 2. Same price, I think, 40 to 15. 40 to 15. Oh, what's happening here? The Space Marine player is just letting that Chaos Lord beat down those attacks. That's just not good. And is a squad? No. He's lucky. He's lucky that the Chaos Lord did a special animation, sent that tactical squad flying and then targeted the scouts, or that Space Marine squad may be dead now, but it doesn't matter because he's just lost a scout squad. What is he doing? But it seems with the early armory, the Space Marine player has gone for, as I said earlier, you can from armories at tier 1.5 and tier 2.5, I think, you can get upgrades for your commanders through the armory, a war gear upgrade that gives them stronger weapons. It doesn't affect all other units, just commanders, but it seems like the Space Marine has rushed with the early armory, these plasma guns, but it seems like the Chaos player has also gone, and he's going for Chaos armor, so he's trying to conserve his troops, it seems, at the moment. He's not really focused on doing damage, or he would have gone for the damage research instead. As you can see, 120/80, they're not cheap researchers. And he's also gone for Sacrificial Circle. I'm not quite sure if he'll go for Horrors from this. Now, Sacrificial Circle, you can get tier 1. You can go for Horrors early on as an alternative build, or as a complementary unit to your, Cultists, or any other unit that you're fielding. Chaos Space Marines, Raptors, or Berserkers. However, I don't quite know what he's doing there because he hasn't built any unit from that, and he's still building. He's built another Chaos squad, probably to replace one of the ones he lost. Looking at the opponent, Space Marine's going for an assault squad, and he's researching upgrade for flamers. There we go. That might mean I'm not sure if he can get that T1. He might be T2. I'm not quite sure though. Resources wise, Space Marines 40 power income and 112. It's what's the Chaos? The Chaos 131 to 30. So Space Marines is winning in the power department, but not in the requisition department, which is interesting. Which is probably because the Chaos player went for an early power build and has got all LP2s everywhere. Great defensive. As I said, this map can turn to a Turtle Fest, irrespective of the fact that he's DoWpro. And here we've got a confrontation between the Force Commander and the Chaos Lord, but it doesn't seem like much is going to happen. I was kind of hoping they'd stick it to it, but Space Marines, realising that they've got less squads than the Chaos, backed off. Now, here, this is an older version, as I said, and the complication here is that in current version, the Chaos units do not go infiltrate whilst in cover. They've got timed infiltration, rather. So it's just a slight difference, but it's probably not significant now. But I don't know. Cultists are the same, but I'm not sure if they got changed. So anyway, here it seems Blablashka, the Chaos player, has got control. Oh, what's happening here? Didn't see this. The Assault Marine squad that the Space Marines built is attacking the forward point of the Space Marines. Oh, Chaos, sorry. The Chaos Marines forward point. Now, here the ASM can actually get lightning claws. I don't know why there's a pink box there. Works fine in current version. But he's probably going to take... Oh, but the Chaos player's going to heal it just as a distraction. It seems like the Chaos has got his whole force coming to help. Will it be enough? Oh, there goes 90 Reckon itself, as I said before. Heretics not being cheap. He might take down this point. Will he? And yes, he's fine. And he jumps out just in the nick of time. But the Chaos player has now got a Rhino out. They get built from the HQ, but irrespective, the Chaos player has got both all of his units prior to T3 out, all buildings out. So that means he can effectively counter anything the Space Marine player throws at him. On the other side, the Space Marine player has gone for more of an eco build, although, interestingly enough, he's gone for a second HQ, even though he hasn't got all LP2s. Which, compared to Chaos, the Chaos has got no second HQ. Second HQ is in DoWpro, giving a huge requisition bonus as well as allowing extra war gear. He's gone for that, but he hasn't gone for LP2s, which I'm not sure which one's more effective, but looking at it, the Chaos player hasn't gone for a second HQ, but instead has gone all LP2s, in which his economy may be higher in the end. But we'll see. Wait until it's built. So here, the Space Marine player is just going to defend, I think. He's done enough damage, taking out several cultists. They're fairly cheap though, so I'm not sure if it will matter. But with the Rhino out, it gives the Chaos player a sturdy kind of holding just outside the Space Marine's base. Both commanders on low health, but it seems like I'm not sure what the Space Marine player is doing right here. He just jumped in right there from a few meters away. I don't know what he was doing. He just lost a Assault Marine squad needlessly. And there goes the Force Commander too, but it seems the Chaos Lord also went down in the process. That's not a big deal. So looking at economy, 128 to now the built Stronghold, 131. So the Space Marine player has managed to come out on top in the eco battle by building a second Stronghold. He's got his machine cult, but he doesn't have his other T2.5 building. He has two scout units on the field and one tactical squad, and it seems like he's going for a Terminator squad. This is interesting. Terminators in DoWpro, range ones in the middle of T2, and the Chaos player has utilised his Rhino and mobility to try and take out one of those Kappas. That's the problem with a big map like this, and once you get Rhino, although it only holds one squad, you can use it to get a map dominance like that on big maps like this. You know, singling out lone scout squads that are trying to capture the critical locations, which, as you can see, they can give a fair amount. There we go, 10 bonus rec. It's fairly significant in the long run. Say you've got two of them, that's 20 rec. That's a fair amount. Now here it seems like the Chaos player is trying to apply force on two different sides. I'm just going to flip over so you can see them. So this squad's got one missile launcher and one flamethrower. Flamethrower's still doing a bit, and the Servitor's just out of range maybe? He hasn't been hit yet, so he might just be within range. Or out of range. It's good, but this point's going... Oh, he's got a Skull Probe out, so now the LP2 can now shoot back. Now the Chaos player has built his Chaos Lord again, and a Possessed squad. Now, as I was getting to before, this squad's going to back off, but it doesn't matter because the Space Marines had to dedicate to one side, and he's going to lose. Oh, and it seems why I wasn't looking. His Servitor went down, and he's lost this point. Even though he managed to defend one, he couldn't defend both. If he had split, he probably would have been demolished by either forces. Now, the Space Marine player has gone all heavy armor, which can be dangerous because the enemy, as you can see, has got light armoured troops, such as cultists, but with plasma guns, which counter heavy armour rather than grenade launchers. So, because he hasn't forced him to change up and try and spread the hard counter, the Chaos player can purely counter or focus on countering the Space Marine's heavy armour. So here we've got a battle going. The Space Marine commander's going to charge in, but no, he's been hit by the Tier 3 Chaos Lord. You can tell because he's got his Man Reaper out, and it's slowed down the commander, the enemy force commander on hit. It makes it very dangerous, and it means that you have to think twice before you charge in a commander against the Chaos Lord, because once you enter, you're not going to get out. You've got to stick to it. But of course, he's lost this battle. It was a bit silly, but it was well played by the Chaos player there. So he's still got his Terminator squad up. If you can get that out, they're expensive, but you don't want to lose them. You don't want to have to rebuild them. Apologies for lag. Apothecary going out there loosely. He might fall down due to bad control. And there's only one member on that Terminator squad. I don't know why he hasn't retreated him all the way to the back, so he doesn't get... There we go. So the Space Marine player isn't fielding many troops. He's relying on mines, LP2s, one TAC squad and one Terminator squad to defend. That's not much versus the Chaos's Possessed squad, two tactical squads, a Rhino, and two squads of cultists. But here we've got a Dreadnought. Oh, but since we last spoke, or since we last looked at the Chaos Squad's weapons, they have got the heavy weapons upgrade, so he's now got 2 extra missile launchers to deal with this Dreadnought. It was good hindsight by the Chaos player, and he will be able to counter the Dreadnought because of that. Now here, the Possessed Squad, they are countered by flamethrowers primarily. The reason for that is because they're demons, and in DoWpro, flamethrowers are hard counter to demons, as I said earlier. I might have said earlier. A broken squad of demons, as I did say earlier, morale, all those penalties apply to demons only. They also suffer double damage. So if you can break a Possessed squad, a Horror squad like that, that's a demon armor, then you can really tear them apart. But plasma, it's not as effective on them. So it means that you can't just... You really have to swap up the weapons. So the Chaos player is now fielding 3 armor types here, whereas the Space Marine's only fielding 2, and has really invested in both of them, making it much easier for the Chaos player to counter. However, he does have the vehicle, which is helping a lot. It's probably the only thing keeping him in the fight, especially since he can't really go with heroes unless he goes Space Marine Tri-Hero, because this Chaos Lord and the Sorcerer being upgraded with Tier 3 weapons are really going to dominate any heroes that come out, unless it's all 3 of them. And okay, so the old mechanic is taking the toll on the Space Marines. This is probably why it was removed, because you could find loose bits of cover on the map, and in the enemy's bases or your base, and you could use it to defend or attack enemy buildings whilst being invisible. And have a look at this, because the cultists infiltrated in cover. The old mechanics, they can just bash away at that machine cult and not be hurt. A little ridiculous, but here, as you can see, they're not infiltrated anymore, so it's alright mechanic, but I prefer the new one. Here we've got, the Space Marine's got 3 squads, 2 Terminator squads. He's run out, he's got the Force Commander back on the field, and there's no Chaos Lord here to deal with the Force Commander. Or did he just take it out? Where is it? Where's the Chaos? It seems the Chaos Lord's gone down. Wow, I missed that. So the Chaos is going to have to retreat, because although they've got the Possessed can't deal with the Force Commander. They can deal with TAC Marines, and that's their job, but they're not going to be able to deal with the Force Commander. So the Force Commander is going to force both the Chaos Space Marines and the Possessed to retreat at some point, unless they keep focusing with his plasma guns on the cults on the Force Commander, which he's not. He's got the cultists firing at the Dreadnought. I don't know why, but it seems like... What's the Space Marine player? Space Marine hasn't lost any squads. He's doing pretty well. He keeps dancing, and his squads are staying alive because of it. Look at the... okay. The Chaos's base, they've got Obliterators, and they've got the Sorcerer back on the field. If the Obliterators... He's got enough pop to deep strike them. Where are they? Where are they? Has he done something, or why'd they disappear? Oh, no, they're still there, but now they've been built, so you can deep struck them any time. Obliterators are incredibly expensive. For 2 dudes, they're about 370 to 400 rec and about 200 power. Very expensive, deal a lot of damage, but 4 pop and they cost a lot. If they die, there's the cost, 155 rec, 185 power. If they die though, the Chaos is going to be a lot of trouble, and the Chaos really is relying on them. There are a heavy support unit. They won't comprise a force. So the Chaos right now is relying on this Possessed squad to be the meat shield at the front. And here it's not going to work because the Space Marine player has got the Force Commander at the front and the Dreadnought. The Chaos simply can't deal with both of them with the amount of flamethrowers on the back. Okay, as I was saying before, Flamers, they deal with Possessed Marines, any demons, very effectively. So the Space Marine player has gone with 2 flamethrowers, 1 heavy flamethrower and another heavy flamethrower. He's gone apothecaries on each one to keep them at full health or keep healing them. And he's got the Dreadnought focusing on the Obliterators. Oh, 1 Obliterator dead, 2 down. That is going to cost the Chaos player immensely. That was really, before I ever deep strike my Obliterators, I always get their teleport ability and research it from the Demon Pit, so they can escape. While this is all happening though, it seems like the Chaos player has been harassing the Space Marine player. The Space Marine player has lost 3 points, and 2 of them, out of 3, 2 of them have been decapped, and now he's going to take out the Machine Cult. The Space Marine player, the Chaos has got 105 income, the Space Marine's only got 75, so it is taking his toll. He's probably sending this other cultist squad to go help. So while this is happening, I got Defiler on the field. This is going to be problematic for the Space Marines. As I already said, 2 Flamers, a Flamer on each squad. He doesn't have any missile launchers. I don't know how he's going to deal with this Defiler and this Sorcerer. He can deal with the Sorcerer. As you can see, the Sorcerer's health is going down, but this Defiler is just going to chew through those attacks. That Dreadnought is just base bashing at the moment, it seems, and he's coming to help take out Defiler. He can take out the Defiler, but if the Defiler is careful and focuses the Dreadnought, he'll take it out and win. He might not, though. I'm not quite sure he's going to... Let's see what's... Oh, who's going to win? Who's going to win? We'll see an animation for the winner. And, whoa! What's happened? And the Defiler's down. The Defiler could have at least got 1 more swipe on the Dreadnought. That's no matter because there's going to be another Defiler soon. The Chaos Lord's back on the field. Sorcerer's there. What else? While this is all happening, the Chaos player is still bashing the Space Marines base. Space Marines built another tactical squad. It seems like he really is over-investing. This normally shouldn't be a problem for the Chaos to deal with, but it seems like he has gone for a bit of a fluffy army, or he's just over-invested in, he's spread himself thin. 2 cultist squads at the top, base bashing half the time, while the other half of the force tries to deal with all these flamethrowers. The other half of the force being infantry, it's just not going to work. But now that he's got the Dreadnoughts going, the Defilers, he's got another Defiler coming, but he's out of pop. He's going to have to do something about that. I'm not sure. I can't see any research popping up yet. I'll just keep that selected so we can see the research. Either that or he might be trying to buy time. He might be trying to buy time because if he keeps up this harassment, he does have power fists on these cultists, which is quite expensive to research because it's so good at base bashing. It seems like he's charged in. I don't know what he's doing. He's put down the banner. The Space Marine player should be targeting the banner. As you can see, look at that moral go down. This Desecrated Standard, it's got very low health, but it does huge amounts of moral damage to anyone in the area, any squads. So he should have focused on that and just taken it out really quickly. He hasn't, and his squad's all broken now. He's going to have to retreat. Oh, there we go. Or he could just use Rally. I don't know why he's not using Rally on that squad. And he's gone 2 Flamers on the other tactical squad, not missile launchers. I don't know why. And now he's building Berserkers, and meanwhile, the Space Marine player is using all of his plasma, full 4 plasma guns on that squad and just 1 plasma pistol on this squad. He's just tearing through that HQ. I don't know why the Space Marine player isn't dealing with this. He's not making any efforts to defend. He's rebuilding his Force Commander, but I don't know, looking at the replay here, it's supposed to go for another 20 minutes, or at least 8 minutes or so. I don't know how it's going to go for much longer if the Space Marine player doesn't do something about this harassment. Look at that. Look at that. That LP is just getting torn apart. Those power fists. Those cultists are just bringing down the Space Marine space, but oh my god. That's what I would say if he actually went and bought some missile launchers. Jesus. And, oh, there we go. The research for vehicle cap on the side. And there's the other defiler. So, with no anti-vehicle, those defilers are just going to be able to sit there and pummel away at the Space Marines for as long as they want. And there's nothing those Space Marines are going to be able to do about it. I don't know why this far into the game, the Space Marine, not much wreck, a lot of power. I don't know why they never got the research for more heavy weapons. There could be 2 missile squads, you know, a good 4 missile launchers, even with all these flamers out, and he'll still be fine. On top of that, if he simply ignored the Dreadnought right now and ran in and just started base bashing, he might be able to. If he just keeps dancing, he might be able to do something. Look at his base. Oh, that Force Commander is going to take out the leader of that squad, getting rid of the Power Fist. That's going to help. No, he's not targeting right. Come on, target. You can actually micro this. And there we go. The Chaos players retreat that squad just before losing the aspiring champion. And they're just going to retreat. They're taken out. Now the Space Marine player cannot counter the Defilers and get heavy weapons because the armory is down. He can't build missiles. He can't build flamethrowers. He can't build anything. Except, he can't upgrade any heavy weapons. Sorry. So now these 2 Defilers are just going to stomp over the Space Marine army. So I think this game is pretty much over. And looking at Taken Hold, the Razioba, Blablashka, has got the 1 minute until he wins. So he's got the middle critical and he's got the top critical. The Space Marine player, maybe is he making an effort to take it down? He doesn't seem like he is. He's getting, now he can get, yep, now he's got that scout squad, but I don't think he can get infiltration on it. It's going to make him really fragile. If those cults just chase that scout squad, they can just completely ignore that Force Commander and just take out the scout squad. And here we go. These Defilers are just having a field day. They can just attack move. Oh, and there we go. Sorcerer, chains, and then beam. I forget what that beam's called. It's Kamehameha. And the cults are finally down after taking out, what, a mech bay, several generators, a second HQ, 1, 2, 3, 4 points, maybe even 5. That's incredible, just by 2 cultist squads that were undealt with. And that squad's broken from the flamethrowers on the Defilers and probably their close combat damage doing... Yeah, they do a fair amount of moral damage. Yep, there we go. That's a fair amount of moral damage every time they strike. All they got to do is strike and it breaks the squad. As you can see, that squad's running slightly slower than everyone else, even though it's a Terminator. It's running slower than that one there. Those other ones that aren't broken. And look at that economy. These economies are quite interesting. What's it? 39 to 58. They're both very low. They both have an excessive amount of power that they haven't really used. Both teams went for a lot of infantry, but they bought a lot of generators. It's probably unnecessary if they weren't going to go for either listening posts level 3, LP3s, or a vehicle-orientated army, which neither of them really went to until they had to, which was in the last 10 minutes of the game. So if my main criticism was, well, A, Space Marines not building more scouts, B, Space Marines not dealing with those cultists, and C, both teams not fielding more vehicles. And especially for Space Marines, they shouldn't have gotten all flamers. It really did cost the Space Marines this battle. But hey, I didn't know what was going to happen, and this has been a very good game. 28 minutes of constant fighting. 3 Defilers now on the field, and a Heretic at the back healing. Space Marines can't really turn around to target it. Oh, there we go, he targeted it. I guess he did find some time. Probably that Force Commander too. It seems the Force Commander's still got a power sword, so he hasn't got the third. He never got the special weapons upgrade like the Chaos did with the Man Reaper. The Space Marine Commander, Force Commander, can get his big hammer, his Thunder Hammer, but that's the second War Gear upgrade. Seems like he never did. It doesn't really matter though. It doesn't deal with gay packetry. I wonder if there's a way to censor that. It's gotta be like YouTube quality. No, I'll just put some PG at the start. By the way, none of this really is. What he actually means is this is an unfair game. I don't think this is unfair. Knowing that the Space Marine play with all flamers versus vehicles, I don't think that's at all unfair, or if this was an unfair game. If anything, it seems like the Space Marines got away with making the most amount of mistakes. He really should have got flamers earlier on. He did get flamers at the start, but then he stopped building them. He started building plasma guns when he saw the possessed Marines. That was a mistake. No scouts. That was a bit of a mistake in my opinion. They're a lot cheaper, and they would have dealt with the cultists. And at the very least, he could have added flamers to them to deal with the possessed, or at least break them and slow them down, stop them from doing anything. Apart from that, maybe more heroes versus the all infantry army. I'm not sure. This Chaos did do a good job in electing to get the second research for the Chaos Lord's weapons, because that seemed very effective. And I know we can't bring up the kill count, but I'm sure the Chaos Lord's winning the kill count tally versus the Force Commander. So I think this game's just about to end. So thank you very much for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed it. There's going to be certainly more shoutcasts to come. Not necessarily by me, might be some other people. So I hope you look forward to it, and be sure to keep an eye on the matches either post on Dawnfall Sanctuary, www.dowsanctuary.com, that gamereplays.org, or on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good evening.